Alright, I think we've got everything up and running. Awesome sauce. So, hello to everyone that's currently in the chat. If you don't mind me, I'm just gonna... What does this stream if I do that? What happens if I... Get to my Discord? Ah, it still shows the game. Cool. In that case, alright, let's get promoting. Go. If I can get this out of the way, then I can shift back the focus to you lovely people. Alright, we've got 5 of you in there right now. Hello to all of you. Good evening, good morning, depending on whereabouts in the world you are. You get to see my lovely face this time around. But I will warn you, because this is the first time I have ever streamed, I've ever held a stream. Let me know if there's any issues whatsoever, because while I may not know the answer to be able to fix it, I will more than happily try it to obviously make sure we have a good environment and have a good time with this. So just currently promoting, but say hi, let me know you're here. We'll also see how the arm treats us as well, because as you may be able to see in the camera, I'm wearing a shoulder support. No idea how I managed it, but I ended up injuring myself over the weekend. Funnily enough, in my sleep, as you do. So it's been a really fun week so far. To try and actually still make content and all that when I can't even keep it in one position without this strap. So if you see me wincing, it's not because of playing, it's because of this thing. Oh, also, if you see me doing this, I'm not having an itchy armpit. That's also the exact same. It's the strap that goes across here, as you can see. It just goes across the whole body, and I'm still trying to get used to it, I'll be honest with you. But let's have a look. I'll tell you what, I've got too many resources. I've got too many drop pods. I'm gonna have to use some of those up, I think. I'm not max on shard, so that's fine. See if we can max out our titanium, eh? Hey DJ, how's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by. Let's just get a random, like 100k. Why not? Oh, I've just sold titanium, haven't I? God damn it, I've done it the wrong way around. I look like a fool already. It's just me tonight. So Dan has been on holiday, similar to like how I wasn't around last week, because I was over in Wales, sunny Wales. It actually was sunny. I'm not even being ironic this time. Well, I mean, I do try. I mean, you know, it's only a special occasion where I show my looking face. So, oh, is it a bit low? Oh, that's because my gain is down all the way. Sorry about that. Hadn't even noticed. You can tell this is the first time I've ever streamed. So yeah, no, it's been a while since I put the camera on. Mainly because one, because it's absolutely boiling over here right now. Having a very nice heat wave. So I wear things like this for while I'm working from home. And also, you know, it's not the prettiest of sights. I've also, you know, bandaged up and all that, so all the fun, eh? But yeah, if you see anything wrong with the stream whatsoever, please let me know. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever held a stream. So this is going to be a learning experience for me. Also, if I start pulling funny faces at the camera as well, that's because I'm not used to having the camera on me while I'm playing. Hey, Tempest, how's it going? Oh, doing a moonwalk. That's the first time my character's ever done something like that. There we go. So it is just me. It is just solo runs at the moment, but I am more than welcoming when it comes to having more people come in. So if you're around, if you fancy a few runs, I'm more than happy to have a couple of rounds with yourself. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how the queue function works, so I'll just work off the basis of the actual chat. So we'll do it that way. So how's everyone's week been so far? I, for one, am looking forward to the weekend already, even though it's only been 4 days in the week. There's something about having like a nice actual holiday, like an actual vacation, that just really puts you in the mood to having another one. So how's everyone's grind for WorldSlayer going as well? I thought you were aiming down sight, kind of making me dizzy. Is that because of how fast I'm actually aiming? Because obviously Dan's not necessarily a Technomancer main, and I'm trying to get my snap aiming on point. Is it because of that, or is there something else going on? It's not laggy at all, is it? Oh, you coming back to Manchester? Ah, nice. How long you coming over for? It wasn't that long ago you were actually over here, was it? Hey James, how's it going? It may not show a queue function, but rest assured, I will put you as first in the queue. We will be doing like we're allowing 2 people to be able to join in and run it at any time, because it is just myself today. Mr. Danwaz is on his way back from Portugal, so there's plenty of space today. So do not feel guilty. Feel free to get your name in for the queue. Let's have a few runs. You pain. There we go. Oh, nice. So you doing anything special for the weekend, or is it just you just meeting up, or have you got anything planned, like nice restaurants, or you going out doing activities, or are you just spending the time together? Don't think I'm prying. I'm just kind of interested. I suppose that is prying in a way, actually. That one. There we go. Is that we do runs? I'm no speedrunner, no Play-Doh bear, but I know how to get something to work when I need it to. Ah, Doctor Strange 2. Now, I did watch that last week. I don't know if anyone else in the chat has seen this, so I'm going to keep it spoiler free. But I will say that the film divided me when I first watched it, which is kind of weird, because I really did enjoy the first Doctor Strange, and I do enjoy Doctor Strange as a character. But what I will say is, just take what the trailer, everything. If you've watched like trailers leading up to or anything like that, kind of like brush that out of your mind, and just take it for what it actually is. If you actually do that, you'll really enjoy the film. The trailers were a little on the misleading side, is what I will say. But overall, it is a fantastic film, and it got me talking for like the next 2 to 3 days after it actually came out. So, yeah. DJ, I haven't got the queue started, mainly because I don't know how the function actually works. But I will drop the code in the chat right now to be able to allow him to be able to join in. And if anyone else is around on Outriders, feel free to absolutely join in, because we've got plenty of space. But yes, Doctor Strange 2 is a very good film. Funny story. We actually, because we were in Wales when we went to go see it. Obviously, you've got the Welsh language. Not saying it's not necessarily a popular language, but obviously it is more popular over in Wales. But we got to Carnarvon, which like clearly had loads of signs and loads of places that were just purely in Welsh at times, which didn't have an English translation. and we booked tickets to be able to go see the film. And it wasn't until we actually sat down in the theater in the cinema, and then we thought to ourselves, is this actually going to show it in just Welsh, and we're not going to understand anything that's actually in the film? But fortunately, no, it was played in English. But it was a really awkward moment of just sitting there after paying like £18 or whatever it was, maybe a little bit less, and we just sat there just going, uh oh, almost a waste of money. So, true story. Right, let's now I see why Dan gets me to post the there we go, cool. Right, let's while we do that, let's all catch up on this. Fake trailers. It's not a fake trailer because the majority of the footage is actually in the film. But if you go into it from watching the trailers and you're expecting the film to be a certain way, it's gonna completely throw you off and you're not going to enjoy it as much, which is what happened to myself. And I'm a massive Marvel fan. I know some of the comics. I don't necessarily read all the comics, but I like to look into like some of the bad guys and like to know some of the background and history behind characters and all that kind of thing. And yeah, it got to it. I was just a little bit on the disappointed side, but the whole film was just so much fun to be able to sit through and watch. It was just the ending, that's all. But yeah, that's all I say. Like I said, if you take everything else and you just scrub it out your memory, you'll have a great time. You really will. Everything Everywhere All at Once is definitely worth watching. I've heard some great things about that. To the point of we may actually go to the cinema to be able to go watch that at some point. Go on, we'll do Scorched. Yeah, I've heard some great things. I haven't heard a single negative thing about it, and the fact that it's apparently a really good multiverse film. So we may actually go see that at some point. Hey, Sombra, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining. It's just me today. So this is all good fun. Oh, DJ's going to be joining in, so I'll just wait up here. Yeah, no worries, DJ. We'll wait up. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up through the chat and just noticed it. But there is plenty of space, so if anyone wants to pop in at any point, feel free to. As long as there is a space, feel free to pop in. If we get to quite a few people actually want to join in and all that kind of thing, then yes, by all means, we'll sort out some kind of queue system. I mean, I have a couple of notepads sat next to me, so we'll do it old school if we have to. Who mentioned the Welsh being like English? Hold on. DJ, I thought Welsh was like English. No, it's absolutely it's horrible to try and learn Welsh. I mean, no disrespect to any Welsh speakers or anything like that, but it's such a complete mindfuck to be able to try and understand how they managed to make those words in the first place. It's almost like they just don't like vowels. Where's there's like the world's longest named place is in Wales. Bear with me a second. If I can find it, I'll pop it into the chat. Here we go. There you go. That's the longest named town in Wales. It's just hilarious. Like, seriously, how are you supposed to pronounce that? So, I don't know. So there we go. That's all the good fun. Can I increase volume? I will certainly give it a go. Hold on, bear with me. Hold on. I'll figure it out at some point. 1 second. Apparently it doesn't go any higher. Screw it. We'll do it the good old-fashioned way. We'll I'll just increase the gain. There we go. The hell is that? That is the I don't know if it's the world's longest name, but that is definitely the longest named town in Wales. And if you can pronounce that, I'll quite happily give you £5 Steam credits or something like that, if it's correct. I don't know how we're going to do that challenge though, because obviously you're in text. That is the Welsh language for you. It could be because I'm quite a bit of a distance from my microphone now. I've had to swap my setup around since I've. Dan was kind enough to give me another monitor for my birthday. I know, right? He does have his moments. So I haven't checked this out myself, but I have heard that WorldSlayer is exactly 6 weeks away today. I'll tell you what, let me see if I can extend the arm out a little bit more. There we go. So yeah, 6 weeks until WorldSlayer. I mean, I'm already excited for it. Sorry, I'm just randomly checking the stream is still doing okay. I've enabled performance mode for the first time as well, just to make the stream a little bit smoother. It's feel weird doing it just by myself, as in like with two other, as in like without Dan in that sense. Normally have someone else to bounce off of. Ah, well, there we go. Oh, these turrets. So since I've got you all here as well, obviously we have been doing the build theory series. Obviously we are starting to work our way through more builds. Has anyone got any kind of builds that we haven't touched so far that I mean, granted, we've only looked at Techno and Devastator at the moment. But has anyone got anything like urgent that they would like us to be able to cover? I have started leveling up a Trickster, because that's the only class I've never actually got to level 50. So that will be coming fairly soon. Take the door. Yeah, I'll grab it then. Let's go. How am I finding the Trickster? To be fair, not too bad. You know, I've always kind of been on the side of Trickster being the worst class. Mainly just like out of funny and just being funny and all that kind of thing. But it's so squishy, like compared to quite a few classes. Like I even feel Techno has more durability than the Trickster does. Like it's genuinely horrible at times to be able to like. Oh, what am I up to? I think I'm like level 40, like up to 43. Granted, I'm a little bit under-leveled, but I'm still trying to take it on, kind of thing. But yeah, just like that, you know that middle room that's in Chem Plans, where it's got the 3 elites. Like as soon as you, it's got that big door that you lift up, and like a bunch of them spawn in one location. One that's like perfect for Icicle Storm. It's the one after that, and you've got the 3 elites in the middle. And maybe it's just my pathing. I just teleport myself in and just instantly get absolutely destroyed. So yeah, it's just kind of. I've kind of got to get used to the class still. I think I'm still kind of fairly new at it. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I will take back my my previous judgment. Still prefer my Devastator though. Hey Warai, yeah, of course we can get you in. Do not worry. We don't necessarily have a queue system that's kind of working at the moment because this is my first time that I've streamed by myself, and Damwaj used to handle all the technical kind of side of things, so I don't know how we sorted it out. But we'll 100% get you in on the next run, so not to worry. There we go. That's a pretty good time as well. I'm happy with that. Ah, fair enough then, DJ. If James wants to stay on and he's got time, then by all means we'll put Warray in. We'll do it that way. As for... Ooh, did I just get a... Remind me again, what's the perfect roll for Legendary Armor? Is it 11.2 or 11.3? I just got a nice Tanner's hat at 11.2. Let's just collect all this. I'll just do that. James, feel free to stay on. If you've got time, feel free. You know, more the merrier. There's no point just kicking people off just to go back to a 2-person kind of run. So yeah, feel free to stay in, and then we'll get Sombra in on the next one then. Maybe that's how I do this. Maybe I'll get like an alternating thing where someone stays in and then someone jumps out and have it. You know, if I was clever enough, I probably would have thought about this beforehand. Really haven't come prepared, have I? Cheers for that, DJ. That made my life a little bit easier. You got it spot on. There we go. Right, so let me just quickly grab these boots to dismantle out of the stash before I forget. Let's grab a code. It's 0.3 for armor. Ah, god damn it, so close. Ah, well. What do I want to do? Put that in there. Just free up a little bit of space. That'll do. Cool. And then after this run, if we get James to rotate out with Sombra, and then there we go. Everyone can have some nice few runs. Got it. This is going to work out lovely. Let's go for a chem plant. Everyone loves a good chem plant, don't they? See, there's a poll I should hold. Like, what's everyone's favourite expedition? Like, I've just always assumed everyone just loves chem plant, but maybe that's not everyone's favourite. Hi Sombra, sorry, it's a really awkward position for my microphone right now. Clearly I'm going to have to really think this one through again. Otherwise I'm leaning over like it, because it's right here. Gonna have to start shouting. Fortunately, I can do that because I'm the only person in the house right now. It's yeah, I'm gonna have to think this situation through. So I'd sorted it for the monitor, but I never actually sorted it out for the microphone. City of Nomads. So yeah, so if you see me leaning over like this and the camera keeps following me, it's because the microphone's there. Whereas if I say I'm there, there's like a good like foot between me. That's the only reason why. Apparently input is max on the stream. I could turn the gain up even louder, but I don't know what that actually does. I mean, if that helps, by all means, let me know. Because that's on max now. I have a feeling the cat is going to start causing mischief, and you're going to hear everything that's like downstairs or from the neighbour or something like that. But if it works, let me know. If there's anything I would happily have go wrong throughout this whole first streaming experience, it's the fact that you can't hear me. And the fact that the microphone's there. Oh. Well, thank you so much, Sombra. Give me a second after this run. I'll sort out the shot. Dan's probably on his plane right now, going missing out on having some alcohol. That really means a lot. Thank you so much there, Sombra. Well, we'll show on stream for the first time me actually grabbing the bottle. Oh no, wait, no, I've done it for Outsiders, haven't I? We'll show for our stream night then, first time round. What's that scrapnel doing? Cool. BB4, hi, do you ever do expeditions without using skills? I'll be completely honest with you. I have never done that. To be fair, it's never really crossed my mind either. I have done like a melee build, but that's still used a couple of skills to be able to group up enemies and do it that way. So do you mean like a Technomancer skill, like a Technomancer, like no blighted rounds, no like cold snap, no nothing to be able to actually do it that way? I mean, that could be an interesting challenge, I suppose. Oh, I don't need to lean anymore. I mean, that's going to help my shoulder, to be completely honest with you. Oh, thanks so much, DJ. Oh, it really means a lot. Thank you so much. I'll get the drink out in a bit then. I suppose I could actually do with a drink after this week. I didn't get to drink much for my holiday. I was too busy doing the driving round because I was doing a road trip. I think we're on for a decent time here. Oh. May even take the shoulder sling off at some point. I'll grab it right now. This is only going to take like 20 seconds, so let's go. Tipsy time. Whee! Let's go. Alright, let's grab the drink wherever I put it. There we go. Ah. Some nice Jim Beam. Again. Tell you what, we'll that is completely true there, Sombra. No, you're completely right there with the silence bit. Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting to see how many enemies actually do inflict that silence, though, considering, is it going to be a case that it's just like bosses that are able to do it, or is it going to be a case that there's going to be some kind of like just standard enemies that are going to be able to have access to it as well? It's yeah, it's definitely going to be a game changer, that one. So, right. You can see the line of where this is up to? Well, I hope you can anyway. We'll, we're going to do proper... Oh, god damn it, temp. Alright, we'll do proper swigs. Well, this is how we... That's really nice, but it catches me every single time. That's one. That's two. Oh, Jesus. That's three. There you go. That's. I'm going to say that's more than 3 shots, but we'll... because Dan's not here, I'll make up for it. Bottle empty? No, God, no. There you go. Oh, we got Play-Doh as well. Hey, Play-Doh. You would join on the one stream where we don't have Dan. Good times. Right, so I did say we were going to get... let me just recheck the chat. If I remember right, I think it's... Was it Sombra next? Hold on. Let me scroll up again. It's been a while. This is what happens when we don't have a proper system in the works. So if I remember right, was it... We got Warrion. So we get James... Got Warrion there when DJ left, so James to go, and then Sombra to come in, if I remember right. So... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it is Sombra. So we'll get Sombra in. There we go. So, Warray, feel free to stay in. And then we'll get a code for Sombra, and then on the next one, we'll get Warray out, and then we'll get Play-Doh in, and he can show us how speedrunners do this kind of content, eh? Yeah, no worries at all, James. Always happy to help out where I can. So, even with a busted up shoulder, as you can see. Right, so where were we? So BB4, that's right, no skills, using whatever armor you want. I've tried Boreas assault rifle with the Winter's Blast mod, but my aim's not very good. Also added in, I've had more luck with Dev with lots of health and a double gun legendary with weapon leech, and the mod that reloads when you roll, you have to refill ammo a lot though. Okay, fair enough. So it's interesting. I'll give you that. That's do you know what? There's so many people writing join right now. I'm gonna have to write down a list, aren't I? We'll get the pen and the sticky pads out, eh? So we got Sombra. So next in is was it Play-Doh, if I remember right? Pretty sure it was. Oh no, is it? I really needed a better format. I really should have learned how to actually get the queue function up, shouldn't I? Really. Yeah. So it's Sombra, then it's Play-Doh, and then it's Tempest. There we go. Cool. Does Mr. Measure use it as well? As you can see, we have 3 names down on the queue right now. So if anyone else just join in, I will be scribbling your name down on a piece of paper. How we'll get this to work is essentially you'll get 2 runs, but we've got it so we're alternating one out at a time. So you'll never have 2 runs with the exact same person. So Play-Doh, you're next. So after this run, then Warray pops out, and then it will be yourself and Sombra, and then Sombra on his last run will pop out, and then we'll get Tempest in, and we'll do it that way. So, so after this expedition, it's yourself. At least that's how I'm trying to make it sound like I'm kind of intelligent, and that's how I've worded it. Archways, or let's do an archways. I haven't done an archways in a while. Why not? What the hell is going on here? So go on, Play-Doh. Obviously, you do some really good guides on, well, I mean, some masterful guides, should I say, sorry, on quite a few of the classes that actually exist in this game. So which of the masterful classes are you actually going to be bringing in when you actually do a run with ourselves? Tell you what, I can feel myself burning up a little bit already. Feeling very warm from having all this whiskey. So thank you for those donations, I really appreciate that. Yeah, sorry, Play-Doh. Yeah, so obviously, you know, if in case any of you do live under a rock, I can't believe, I wouldn't believe that anyone that's currently in this chat doesn't know who Play-Doh Bear is. But obviously he does some really good guides when it comes to most of the classes that actually do exist in this game. So which of those classes are you going to be bringing in for the 2 runs with ourselves then, Play-Doh? And better question, are you going to leave any of the enemies left for us to be able to actually tackle? Listen, I made a tip. I'm just saying that you've left like a perfect gap for me to be able to try and fill in, which is why I like playing Devastator so much. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it. Oh, I don't see how you could leave them out for WorldSlayer. I mean, Tricksters are now quaking in their boots at the fact that Firepower Devastators are actually, you know, getting such a buff with those patch trees. They're going to be king of anomaly power builds. They're going to be king of firepower builds. They're just gonna have everything. Yeah, here he holds some world records in some kind of like Blue Devastator class or something like that. Was it Blue Devastator? I kind of wish I paid attention to like pathing for like some of these enemies, just so I could actually give it a go for like a proper serious go at speedrunning. Trickster doesn't exist. Oh, you tell me that now as I start leveling up a Trickster. I mean, serious. I was like, ah, Play-Doh's gonna have all the fun with the Tricksters. Oh, I better level up a Trickster. And now you tell me that the... Oh no, of course, no. Like I say, it was just I just need to sit down and actually pay attention to it and all that kind of thing. Yeah, like I said, I just need to actually find the time to actually sit down and do that kind of thing. I might actually do it when WorldSlayer actually does drop, to be fair. Maybe I'll spend the time. See, now I feel really bad for having Play-Doh here when I go, oh, 6 minutes 28 on this map. Oh, that's not a bad time. And he's probably just sat there just laughing, just... You think this is a good time. I just picture it now. So good fun. Yeah, I might give it a go. Be interesting to see what the speedrunning will actually be for when it actually does drop. If it's going to be the same. Like, how's it going to work? I mean, Play-Doh, are you on the... you're on, like, the... What's what they called? Like, the judges' table, I suppose, for this. Are you... I mean, are they planning to, like, wipe it all completely clean, since there's going to be, like, 3 mods available for every single piece of gear? Like, is everything going to be, like, cut off, and then it's going to start all over again, or... Has there been any kind of, like, talk about that, do you know? There we go. Right, let's get Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear? There you go. Archived. Thought as much. Makes sense. Just thinking, it's just going to add so much, isn't it? Yeah, there's going to be for Apocalypse 40, there's going to be Apocalypse Gear, which obviously... I mean, we're getting 50% more mods. Oh no, on top of our weapon as well, so even more than that. Yeah, it kind of seems a little bit unfair to stack them up, doesn't it? Right, let's just get rid of some of this inventory, because I still haven't got an AR that goes over 90. Good times. Well, thank you so much, Twist Online, for subscribing. If you're around and in the chat. Let's have a look, shall we? Ooh. I kind of like Chemplant. I mean, these are all the good, like, all the good ones in one go. So Chemplant, Boomtown, Stargrave, and Coliseum. Let's go for Stargrave. We haven't done one of those today. Let's go with that. How are Bleeding Bullets going to aid Devastators when the bleed set bonus is all anomaly power gear? Ooh. Well, most of the firepower Devastators actually go for statue set or... I think Mediocre runs a death-proof set, if I remember right. So most of them don't actually stay with the Seismic Commander set, from my understanding. I mean, when we did a firepower Devastator on my side, I took Dude with the Blunts template to be able to actually get myself started from there, and that uses the statue set to be able to increase your weapon firepower, or your firepower even more. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if anyone actually does kind of gravitate towards that, but I don't think that's going to be the best way. But once again, this is where all the testing for WorldSlayer is actually going to come into it. Kind of like how Borealis set was like one of the best ones to be able to go for like miniguns, when we were able to put freezing bullets on our minigun. You never know. It could be fine. Pleasure, you need it? You can take it if you want. Twist Online says, thank you, you're welcome. Looking forward to the upcoming Outriders DLC. I know a lot of people that are looking forward to this. In fact, we actually did reach out, which is another video I actually do need to sort out at some point, where we actually did ask Reddit and got a lot of replies. It was like the first ever post that we actually ever did on Reddit, and just got absolutely flooded with replies from people, like all different kind of you know, all different kind of like stances on saying why it's important for them and why they're looking forward to it. But it was really interesting, really eye-opening to see what the community actually thought about this game, even after obviously the Steam numbers did drop as much as they actually did. But yeah, the fact that, I mean, not to like give it away or anything like that, but there is a chance that this could potentially be the resurgence for Outriders, and I'm not saying that lightly. The interest is definitely there. Wait, what? Hey, who's going up and just wiggling? Yeah, so it's a video I haven't sorted just yet. Probably will be coming out next week at this rate. I'm trying to focus on the build theory side of things, so people have all the information ready and to hand. Just so everyone knows what they're getting themselves into. See him. There we go. Good stuff. Ooh. Go. Right, so who did we have next? I think it was Tempest, if I remember right. Was it Sombra? We've already got Sombra in, haven't we? It is Tempest. Do you know what? I completely forgot about the post-it notes. I even wrote down the post-it note, and I completely forgot about it. So we've done that and that. So yeah, so Sombra, if you want to drop out, and we'll get 10%. Learn from the best there, Play-Doh. I mean, I've got to get it from somewhere. And clearly this arm brace is doing a lot of work for me at the moment, because I wasn't even able to play Apex Legends the other day with this. I was genuinely in agony. GG's, man. But feel free to stay in for a second one, because that's what we're doing so far at the moment. Oh, everyone's disappeared. Oh, you played it? If you've got time, I'm more than happy to go through one more. That's what I've been doing for everyone else so far. Hey there, Jason. How's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by. No worries at all then, Play-Doh. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to have you here and to be able to actually finally have a run with yourself. And I hope that you have a really nice day at work as well. But everyone in chat, make sure, obviously, check out Play-Doh Bear. Obviously, if you haven't already, which I imagine that you have done, if you've only seen our content and you haven't seen Play-Doh's, I highly recommend that you go out and give it a check, because he does some very extensive guides as to how to play most of the character classes that actually do exist in this game. And obviously he's a world-famous speedrunner for Outriders, it's probably fair to say. So, you know, all the more reason to be able to head over there and obviously check him out. Sombra, if you're around, because I don't think we've got anyone else left in the queue by the looks of things. We had Tempest, which I'm obviously got the code ready to be able to drop for Tempest. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Oh, I mean that's an understatement right there, Jason. The fact that Play-Doh knows his stuff. There you go. So we've dropped the code. So that's for Tempest, and then we've got space for one more person if anyone in the chat is free or would like to be able to play. Doesn't matter who. If you've already gone, not to worry. I'll as long as we can wait for Tempest to be able to pop in, then I'm happy for it to be a first come first serve. Cool, so we've got Tempest, so anyone else, if you're free in the chat and you fancy just having a few runs, feel free to pop in. Can never find some nice boots. Oh well. Wait. Tempest, you gotta let me know on your screen right now. I mean, I've never seen this before, but have you got your hair poking out of the top of your helmet? Because if you have, that's hilarious. On my screen, I've got it looking like that, so I've just took a screenshot, but I want to know if it looks like it from your side as well. Yeah, feel free, Somber. Like I said, it's first come, first serve, so, you know. No dibs, no backsies, no nothing like that. Fair enough then, DJ. Well, feel free to... I mean, even if you want to type in !joined, I can put you down on the sticky note. That's for the stream. We have plenty of time to be able to get through. In fact, we've got Orion, so I'll pop you in for the next run. So we'll get Somber in for one more run, and then we'll drop you in, Orion, with Tempest. Hey, Dake, how's it going? Apart from my arm's alright. It's getting better anyway. I've been told it's no serious damage, so we're all good there. So just a little bit of ice, a little bit of rest, and this support bracket that goes pretty much across the chest should keep it all nice and dandy. Oh, well, in that case, Tempest, I'll drop it in the Discord in a little bit, and I'll show you what I mean, because you've got like a full-on Karen kind of look going at the top of your helmet. There you go. Hey there, Kason. Thanks so much for stopping by. We do obviously operate a queue system here, so we've gone backwards on the technology side of things. So if you do type in !join, I will put you on a sticky note. We usually have to have an electronic queue, but the person that normally operates that has not told me how to do that, and he's currently on holiday. So we're referring back to pen and paper for today's stream. You sure, son, bro? Okay, fair enough. No worries. In that case, Orion, if you want to... Oh, I've got a... I'll put that down there for later. The arm's okay. I mean, it's very touch and go. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. And I mean, by the time I pop a ibuprofen, like an hour later, it's a lot better. But I've definitely got more movement than when I did at the start of the week. But I can't lie on my side. I have to like put my arm across my chest like this to be able to lean forward. It's so awkward. It really is. But it is what it is. You know, you just gotta work through the pain, I suppose. Yeah, no worries at all, Aaron. We'll wait up for you. In fact, maybe we'll actually get booted into an expedition and we'll wait for you at the first bit. Where should we go? Let's go for... Let's do a Marshall's Complex. Why not? Yeah, that's not a problem. We'll get booted. We'll get into the start thing, so you just load straight into the expedition rather than go through another load time. And we'll do it that way. Kason, I can see you there, so I'll pop you down. Okay, so Griffin. We're absolutely blasting through these. Blasting through the carries today. I tell you what, while we wait, I'll. Tell you what, let me while we wait, I'll sort out the screenshot. In fact, is there a way that I can actually get this to show on the stream? Hold on. There's got to be something, right? Oh, I've moved the chat box off screen, haven't I? How have I managed that? Do you know what? I'll figure it out later. But I'll put it into the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, make sure you head over to the Discord and we'll you can see the funny picture of what Tempest looks like with hair popping out of his helmet. There we go. Cheers, Dave. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. So, got Carson down. Orion says he's in. Sombra's got really bad lag. Clean out inventory. Thanks, Dave, for hoping I'll feel better soon. Kason. Oh, sorry, it's Kason, not Carson. I'm so sorry. I'm super excited for WorldSlayer, man. Like, the content's going to be chunky. I mean, I'm with you right there. Like, everything we've seen so far is absolutely huge. Like, it's just. I imagine is it going to be enough to be able to encourage everyone back though? That's the main question. Is it going to be enough to bring back the people that said no, I'm done with this within like the first week of it dropping. And if they can appease those people, then that's how they know they've done their job, basically. If we can start to see the you know, the concurrent players go back up into like the 5 figures again. I will say though that obviously we had New Horizon. You know, that's been what, like 6 months now that we've had New Horizon. Was it around like November time, I think? I think it was around November time, if I remember right. You know, and they gave us some really good, like, that was free stuff. That was, you know, expeditions, that was transmog. You know, it upped the difficulty technically on these expeditions as well. You know, we had so much for complete, like, just for free. Yeah, it just really kind of set the bar really. And if we got all that for free, think about what we're going to be getting for something that we're actually going to be paying for, and not like a small fee either. It's a hefty fee for DLC, but I feel like we're going to get our money's worth though. That's the main thing. If I can justify, I mean, let me know in the chat. Do you have a similar system to this where you justify a title's worth or value by, for example, how I do it is if I can justify £1 an hour. So if I pay £40 for a game, I expect a minimum of 40 hours out of it to say that it's worth it. Do you have some kind of like similar system like that? Do you I mean, because for example, I've paid 40 quid for Outriders, and I've got 500 hours on record. So, you know, I've easily smashed that record just for this game alone. Am I going to be able to drop another, like, what's it, like, 20, 29, 30 hours or £30 into the expansion? 100% I will. If I can drop 400 to 500 hours in the first game, and this is another story expansion, I mean, it's without doubt I'm going to be able to easily do another 400 to 500 hours in this expansion as well, and that's before we even know the full extent of it. Yeah, $1 an hour. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. You know, it's something like that. I mean, some people will just happily buy a game just because, you know, it's a game they want to be able to play, and they can just like put it down after like 5 hours and, you know, justify spending like 50 quid on it, for example. But it's how I know that I've had my worth in that game, is when it gets to something like that. I mean, we've spoke about dropping thousands of hours. I mean, we've spoke about like Rocket League before in the past. And, you know, Rocket League is the most played game that I actually have on my Steam account right now. It's probably the most played game I've ever owned. And that's because I've got over 2,000 hours in that for something that I probably paid around about 20 quid for. Which is just insane in terms of like the value on that. I mean, granted, I've easily dropped a few hundred quid into it back when it was loot boxes, but that's not the point. Yeah, I'm the worst person to have a loot box system for. That's why I don't gamble very often. Yeah, what else? I do wish they added a new class, but I completely understand why they didn't, and I'm super happy with the pack trees, and they all look sexy. Completely with you there. I mean, to be fair, it would have been nice to have an extra class, but the fact that we've had it worded to us in a way that we're actually going to be expecting skills to be amended based on... The devs have gone a bit crazy, is what they've told us. They've gone for stuff that they didn't feel like they could actually do with the base version of the game. So we can actually expect like changes to skills, like skills to perform differently because of like mods and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty insane just from that. So while we're not necessarily getting a new class, we are getting, in effect, new skills. Just because of how those new skills are actually going to be acting. So it's kind of interesting. I'm interested to see how they're going to kind of get that to work. So fingers crossed it goes well. Hope they add more emotes and Dev Expo posters. I know it sounds stupid, but I'd like to see my dev at the end headbanging. Do you know what? I mean, they may do. I mean, it's new story content, isn't it? So, you know, I mean, we had, what were they called? Not Apocalypse, Accolades. Relative to like story and new skills and collecting legendary items and new expos and all that kind of thing. So, I mean, there's every chance they could be adding new accolades into it. We unfortunately don't know that, or at least we didn't ask the question there. But I mean, if they end up adding in more things like that, I mean, for real, yeah, it could potentially add in new emotes, new banners, new customization for like the truck, all that kind of thing. Oh, I hit 9.8 mil. Oh, someone's doing a really good job debuffing. So yeah, so unfortunately that's one of the details we actually don't know for certain just at this moment in time. What I will say to Tempest and Orion while you're around, I have been doing 2 runs for pretty much everyone apart from Play-Doh and DJ, because DJ left after 1. He was kind enough to be able to give up his spot, and Play-Doh had to go back to work. So I have been doing 2 runs for each. But if no one else joins the queue, feel free to stay on. I'm more than happy to have the company. So feel free to just hang about and have a little bit of fun until someone else joins the queue, and we'll do it that way. Obviously, if you've got to go, then by all means, I'm not going to keep you. I'm not going to force you to play along, but the offer is there. So how's everyone's like preparations for WorldSlayer? What has everyone been actually up to be able to prepare themselves and their characters ready for obviously WorldSlayer when it drops and all that kind of thing. We will be releasing a checklist at some point to be able to something to keep in mind, ready for obviously. Do you know what? We haven't done the molten depths. Let's go for molten depths. Yeah, no worries at all, Orion. Yeah, absolutely fine. Let's yeah, the runs today have been really quick. I mean, I feel like we've done more runs this session so far than we actually have done on a normal day of streaming, and I honestly cannot pinpoint as to why that's actually the case. I don't know if we've just been absolutely blasting through these. Casey says, also thanks the other day for the info you helped with the Outriders Discord, like Fashion Riders and the question about Endless Mass. Absolutely no problems. I mean, I'm resident over there in the Outriders Discord. Well, one, because we're ambassadors, and not many ambassadors actually do speak in there. We've got some fresh blood that have actually appeared, and they're starting to speak their way through. But yeah, the original OG ambassadors, not many of them actually still kick around anymore, and it's a real shame because it's a really nice, welcoming, friendly community over on there. So I kind of wish that we actually had a few more like bigger names than ourselves actually pop up every now and then to actually to comment. I think it would be really nice to get their take on everything that's going on. And it's never a bad thing to have more people, like more ambassadors kicking around in Discord. It just kind of shows that the game's hyping up, getting ready for obviously this big drop. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when WorldSlayer does actually drop. We'll see what the numbers look like. Maybe that will change. Who knows? It's no. If I'm around, if I'm able to help, if I know the answer to something, I'll more than happily just let you know what I know. And if I don't know and I've got time, I'll quite happily look into it and find out for you. I feel as though we'll never truly be ready for the new DLC. It's going to drain us fast as heck, even if we maxed everything out. I tell you what, I mean, I can't say much. We are under NDA, so we have played the beta. We do have the beta roles, and that is common knowledge if you do check the official Outriders Discord. So I'm not breaking NDA by saying that we have been in the beta. But I can't discuss too much about it. But I will say everything you currently know is possibly going to get turned upside down. It depends on how they run some of this stuff. I'll tell you what. We'll just go. We'll go with the baseline of there's a lot of changes coming. Let's. We'll leave it at that. So I would probably agree that you can never truly be ready for what's about to come. I can't say too much. I've got to be very careful about what I say in that sense. Hardest thing into preparation for WorldSlayer will be deleting everything in our stashes and backpacks to make room for new gear. I do agree with you on that. The only thing I will say about that, and this is the exact same information, the advice that I've been giving to everyone when everyone's asked, should we delete everything in our stashes? 100% do not delete anything just yet. I mean, if you've gotten like random pieces that aren't god rolls or anything like that, feel free to get rid of things like that. Like you're 100% like you're going to find better pieces while you're actually playing. But when it comes to like actual like god rolls or anything like that, so for example, I've got like about 2 or 3 god rolls, death shields, and death shields do get used in firepower tricksters at this moment in time. So it doesn't make sense to completely get rid of those just yet, because obviously those do offer a really high damage output. So everyone's obviously panicking about the fact that we're going to get 3 mods and all that kind of thing, which while it on paper sounds absolutely amazing, it's all going to depend on that role. If you get a 3rd mod that doesn't help your build whatsoever, then why would you ever use it? Why would you ever sacrifice a little bit of damage for something that you're never going to proc? Like, for example, I think there's like a photo going around of having heal for like, is it like 10% of your like crit damage or something, or 0.1%? I can't remember what it is. It's Striga, if I remember right. And while that's quite nice to have that healing, it doesn't really help with like offensively with your build, so why would you sacrifice a little bit of damage for some tiny piddly health healing that's going to be coming your way? And the answer is you wouldn't. So any good rolls, any god rolls that you have, like from appreciation packages that we've had in the past or anything like that, 100% keep those around. until you find something else that then replaces it. Invisible alphas. I think what was about is ever since the game dropped, I've been playing it on Game Pass, and I hope they don't get rid of it once the DLC drops. As far as I'm aware, there are no plans to be able to get rid of it on Game Pass. The only thing I will say is that the DLC is not going to be free on Game Pass, so you will actually have to buy that. So I don't know if you already knew that already. But if that is news to you, yes, you will have to drop a little bit of money on Game Pass to be able to actually get access to this DLC. As far as I'm aware, it's not coming off the Game Pass anytime soon. If you are worried about that, though, I would recommend actually getting the game and then getting the DLC, because unfortunately I can't guarantee that that's what it's going to be like for like all of its like life cycle. I imagine they probably will give us like a heads up if that ever does change, but yeah, that's just unfortunately how it kind of is. But if you are worried about dropping the money and then obviously it being taken off Game Pass and just losing your money in that kind of sense, then yeah, just feel free to get it. If you're on PC, I can recommend a site for you to be able to get the game quite cheap, and obviously be able to buy the DLC separately then. If you're on console, I'm not too clued up on that, unfortunately, sorry. There we go. Do you know if we get a larger stash or more storage with WorldSlayer? As it currently stands, it's not going to be dropping with launch. It is something they are looking into, because obviously there are a lot of people that are asking about it. But as it currently stands, unless something changes in the next month and a half, as it currently stands, when WorldSlayer does drop, we will not be having an increase to our stash just yet. It may be something they drop it in a patch, but as it currently stands, no. I will say I think the reason behind that is down to connectivity issues. So they found out that when they started increasing the number of stash spaces that you actually had, it then affected the connectivity time to like a host. So in some cases, it actually just stopped communicating altogether, which then obviously means that you can't play the game. So they're trying to mess about with that to try and get it into a right location for that to actually be, so you actually get a benefit from it, but at the same time it doesn't then cause issues going forward with the connection of the game, because obviously that is paramount as it currently stands, because that was one of the main reasons as to why the player count actually did disappear when it first started. So yeah, just gotta keep it, bear with them, keep it in mind. But they are working on something for that, I believe. Empty your backpack and stashes more, so when you pick up your gear on the battlefield or MASH, you don't miss things because your backpack is full. Yes. Yeah, to be fair, I use my stash to be able to store, like, if there's like a random build that I'm trying to make, like, for example, I do... what's that? That's fine. Performance mode. There we go. So, for example, with my Technomancer, I primarily play as a firepower build, as you can see from the stream in the background. Feel free to stay on, guys. Or Ryan, if you've got to disappear, I completely understand. Thank you so much for taking part. But yeah, so if I ever mess about with a build, or if I'm like trying to test out something a bit wacky, something a bit different, I did actually start doing that with one of my builds, you'll get a better idea if the pack trees work out as they currently do, because I think it will be a little bit more viable when that actually does drop. But to give you a taster, I was trying to mess about with the way to be able to make a Technomancer kind of like a nuke pyro, so kind of like a mini version of that, but with freeze instead of fire. I did get it to work kind of well, but it just wasn't consistent enough for me to be able to recommend as like a main build or anything like that, so that's why the video hasn't gone out just yet. Also with the changes with the pack trees and all that kind of thing, it's going to make it a little bit more viable because it does use Cold Snap, and Cold Snap can now actually apply Toxic, and with lethal devices, that Toxic will allow me to do even more damage through the means of my anomaly power. So it's going to become a little bit more viable when those actually do drop, so I'll definitely be messing about with it a little bit more then as well. So so yeah, so those kind of items I don't keep on my person because they're like purple items most of the time. So I just I put them in the stash, just out of way, and then I bring them back when I actually do want to be able to test and all that kind of thing. GG's Orion, if you got to pop off, I completely understand, so that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much for popping in, and I hope you've enjoyed the runs. And thanks Tempest for dropping out. But I mean, if anyone wants to pop in, feel free to type in !join, and obviously I can pop you back in. I mean, might even just put a code in the chat and just see who joins and do it that way. What else we got? Vexed says, "Where's Dan and who be this imposter?" I be Songs of Rays. I do quite a few videos for the channel. But Dan is currently on his way back from Portugal. So I thought I'd try my hand at streaming. I've never done it before. So there you get to see my beautiful mug a little bit more and do it that way. Casey says, so if I have it on Game Pass and I just add the game, I can just buy the add-on instead of the whole game. That's correct. So yeah, so the base game will be completely free on Game Pass. So you don't need to worry about that whatsoever. With that will obviously come the Apocalypse tiers, because that will be the main thing that's actually changing with the introduction of WorldSlayer. So you will get that part of the update. But in terms of like what's specific to WorldSlayer, you won't gain access to that unless you buy the add-on. But you can just buy the add-on by itself, and I believe it is its own separate kind of deal that's over on the Game Pass. I can have a quick check of it now if you need me to, but yeah, you can go find it there. Looking rather dashing with beard. Yes, I've had this beard ever since lockdown actually kind of happened. I used to have stubble, and now I actually have a beard, and it's now staying, and that's how it's working. Dev Firepower build. Dev Firepower build is I'll be honest, I was very skeptical at the time. Yeah, no worries at all, Orion. Thank you so much for popping in, and hopefully we'll catch you around at some point. I'll just I'll pop this in the chat for the time being. I'll just pop that in the chat. There we go. So yeah, Firepower Devastators I was initially against, because while Firepower Devastators were actually kind of decent to be able to play through the campaign, when it got to endgame they really suffered, and they were very difficult to be able to put together. It's not until like a build like a Dude with a Blunt came up with, or Mediocre came with, for 2 different armor sets, that it actually started seeing a little bit more viability. So you've got your statue set, which obviously you've mentioned in the chat. The statue set, I believe, will be fixed when WorldSlayer does actually drop. That's one of the main fixes they were looking in to be able to sort out. So that will be, I believe, I'm like 99% certain that will be fixed when WorldSlayer will actually drop. So Golem will actually trigger properly and will not actually be taken away when you get staggered. And I believe it will also buff up your teammates as well. There we go. So yes, so they will be seeing all those benefits, and it will actually be working properly. We do still have space for one more person, so if you want to be able to take part, feel free. So yeah, so I do agree that they were kind of difficult to be able to gear, but once you actually do get them right, they're actually really strong. Like, I was hitting a shotgun shot for 1,000,000 damage. Now, to be fair, part of that was down to Ultimate Damage Link, and Ultimate Damage Link has a very weird kind of scaling going on with it. But yeah, it's able to. Yeah, it's going to be pretty weird as to what they actually, if that stays in, for example, because obviously the minigun is having its change. We've had that confirmed, so the minigun will no longer be able to have weapon mods on it. So we'll see what actually stays. I tell you what, we'll get into runs. If anyone wants to drop in, feel free to drop in. So go on, we'll do a frontline. Even though I hate frontline, as a techno, we'll do frontline. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if oh, we have got someone joining in. Good times. Ah, BB4. Good times. I'll hit delay. I'll cancel it for now. We'll wait for you to pop in. There we go. Cool. And now we'll do a frontline. So will there be no more story skipping in WorldSlayer since we have to play the story for PAX points on all new characters? Now, as far as I'm aware, story skip will not be as simple as it has been, but this will require a little bit of testing. I can't confirm for certain that if we genuinely have a brand new character and you go all the way to the end of the story content, does it unlock all 5 PAX points or anything like that, or do you actually have to play through the story campaign? I would rather they made you play through the story campaign, because I can't see it being anywhere near the length of what like the base campaign for Outriders actually is, because we have had it reported to us that it's 4 to 10 hours. So I don't think 4 to 10 hours, depending on your skill level, is too bad, especially if you drop it all the way down to like World Tier 1, for example, on your or Apocalypse Tier 1, sorry, on all your other characters. I can't see how that would be an issue, especially considering how, like, most of the dedicated fan base of Outriders, like how many hours they actually have in this game. I don't think 4 hours is too bad. And I imagine after, like, the first playthrough, it'll probably be a lot quicker to be able to go through. Like, after you've done it the first time, you know what's coming, so therefore you can just, like, easily bust through it. And I imagine some builds will obviously handle the content a lot easier and compared to others, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. But I also imagine there's going to be, like, a more efficient way to be able to do it as well. Like, if we can pinpoint what it is... Why can't I... That marksman's invincible! Yeah, if we can pinpoint what chapters it is, for example, is it a case that we can actually just blast through it on like a show, like 10 minutes or something like that? Like, is it just going to be a little bit more like user intensive of just going back to main menu, resetting the story point, do a fight, back to main menu, reset to a story point, do the fight, back to main menu, for example, you know. So yeah, I imagine someone in the community will be straight on there once that actually does drop. I've just noticed the chat after noticing Endless Mass. Not to worry. To be fair, I'm actually one of the few people that actually condone people use Endless Mass. So, since I've been on the end that uses it, as well as obviously on the end of people using it while I'm actually playing as a Firepower Techno, yeah, you won't get any complaints out of me. That's absolutely fine. I'll just be a little bit mindful. I'll tell you what the crazy thought is the fact that it's been a year, it's been 13 months since we started doing content creation for this channel. 13 months. And what a 13 months it has been. Like, primarily for one game, granted. But, do you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like we genuinely chose a good game to get into this kind of thing. Kason, yeah, absolutely no worries. Feel free to do that. Completely understand if you know some things are way more important. But we will be wrapping this up in around about 20 minutes. So if you do get back in time for the 20 minutes, then by all means let me know in the chat. But otherwise after that we will be closing the stream off, and we'll be back live on Monday, I believe. Whether it be me streaming or whether it be Dan. Oh, go. There we go. Oh, that was a little touch and go. Is Endless Mass working as intended when the enemies take no damage while in animation? Now, my understanding around like it's how it kind of works is when they're turned into stone, they start being dragged towards it. That like small window there, they can't be damaged. I might be completely wrong with that, but that's just like a personal feel as to how it kind of works. But when they're actually in the rock form, they can actually be damaged. There was a change they implemented a few months back now. In fact, that might even be something like 8 months ago. Something daft. But that does free up a spot if anyone wants to jump in for like the last, I don't know, 15, 18 minutes. Don't be shy. There's 15 of you in the chat right now. Surely one of you has got the ability to play along. Take another swig of my squash. We'll grab the code first and then I'll sort out my inventory. Yeah, no worries, BP4. I mean, it's happened to me more times than I can count, so. We'll just pop that in there. Yeah, it's 100% about rounds management. So that's why sometimes I forget, but I try to remind myself to keep an eye out for the you know, the little ammo counter. How do you look? So obviously in the bottom right. So obviously as you shoot, it obviously goes down. Don't know if anyone's ever noticed that before. You probably haven't. You maybe have. I don't know. But when that starts getting a bit like like 30% or something like that, where there's obviously more blank space than there is actually full space, that's when I start going, maybe I should actually, maybe I should start actually focusing on a couple of other things. It's when I then notice it, like, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I've got like 12 rounds left, and it says like 6. I've got to go, I've got a problem here. It's, yeah, it just comes with practice. I mean, I mained techno. It just comes with practice at the end of the day. James, I had to go back to work. I only have a PS4 in my office. You have a PS4 in your office? I would never make you guys sit through those horrid load times. I mean, you know, there's crossplay for a reason. But, you know, that's personal choice. I mean, I'm more interested in the fact that you have a PS4 in your office. And you have Outriders available to play on it. I feel like I should be asking if there's any kind of like job openings around with you. DJ, I just suck at gun builds in general, not fast enough. I mean, like I said, it comes with a lot of practice. I mean, I've come from a background of like first-person shooters and all that kind of thing, so trying to get like my aiming down, you know, it's just been my forte for over the years. So, you know, like I said, that's just personal practice. But you know, not everyone comes from that kind of side of things, so yeah, 500 hours will do that for you, I suppose. But I mean, anomaly power builds are there as a reason to obviously, you know, make up for the fact that like it's no secret the fact that Sombra, no, we haven't. You feel free to use that code. But yeah, I mean, that's what anomaly power builds are there for. So you know, if you don't want to aim, you don't want to play with like just shooting guns, and you just find that a little bit boring, and you want to actually like test out some of the skills and all that. That's what the anomaly power builds are there for. And they do a great job in this game with the anomaly power builds. Like, I mean, Devastator is perfect. So that's why I have my firepower techno and I have my anomaly power Devastator. So I've got like both ends of the scale, both ends of the spectrum, you know, to mix and match. And if I'm ever getting bored of just like shooting guns, I can just always swap over to my Devastator and just have a blast. And then when I'm done with that and I just want to have like see like millions of points pop up from actually shooting something, and I want to test my aim, I go back to my techno, and that's what I do. I just go back and forth on that kind of thing. I'd probably do the same with like Trickster and Pyro, and the fact that I'd have an anomaly power Pyro from obviously using the Kari and heat waves and all that kind of thing, and then I would have a firepower Trickster, which granted that's what I'm building up at the moment. So you know, that's just me. That's just how I. But I want to still have a build for firepower and anomaly power on every single character, because every single one brings something new to the table. Sombra, the code is there, but let me go on this, Sombra. I'll drop this in for you. And if no one else types in !join, then we'll just run with who we've got. So BB4 and Sombra all the way up until the end, which are around about 11 o'clock. But if we get this one done quick enough, then we'll definitely do another one on top of that. There you are, Sombra. Cool. Oh, wait. There we go. Cool. I mean, not gonna lie, I'm mainly getting a Trickster up just because after reading some of the PAX points and realizing that I don't have Trickster is the only one I don't have CT15 viable, which just can't happen really, considering I am a content creator. I just can't have. I mean, that should be illegal, really. And that's me saying it about myself. If anyone needs it, go for it. Oh, I'll grab it. Company perk. Careful, you're making me jealous. I guess to be fair, I can't really complain. I mean, I mostly work from home when I have a PlayStation 4 downstairs, so technically, I'm kind of in the same boat, but it's not quite the same by the sounds of things. I assume you're not working for Xbox then, in that case. Big S. Sega. So you talk about Amazon doesn't begin with an S. Oh god, that was so loud. Why was that so loud? Sega. So we'll close the queue off. We'll do this run and we'll do one more and then we'll call it a night. Because I have a video to render and also upload for tomorrow. The kid must be so disappointed. Don't know how it is, Tempest. Hey Connor, how's it going? You got the interesting one of Babylon today. Honestly, imagine turning up with less than 10 minutes to go. Been disappointing family. This has turned into a very interesting stream, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I'm supposed to mediate this conversation anymore. Oh, jeez. Just another Babylon stream, I say. Two. Cool. Alright, let's do one last run. Sombra, remind me, are you still looking to be able to do a... Was it a City of Nomads? Have you not done one? So I know you put it in the chat earlier. Arms playing up. There we go. Might grab an ice pack for it in a bit after the stream. I mean, I'm literally doing one last run. But I mean, if you two are both leaving, then I suppose we could wrap it up there. It's up to you. I'm around. I'm available. That looks awful. We'll go with the voodoo for now. Tell you what. Yeah. I mean, if you're both done, that's absolutely fine. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll definitely be back streaming on Monday. I may even twist Dan's arm into making sure that we do Outriders once again, especially considering all the stuff that we're actually doing right now. But fair enough then. We'll wrap it up there then. So thank you all so much for taking part. I hope I haven't been an awful host. Seems like this is the first time I've ever done streaming, or at least streaming from my actual PC. But I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you all so much for stopping by. And have yourselves a nice evening. And if I don't catch you before, have yourselves a nice weekend as well. Oh, sorry. I haven't closed it properly, have I? Sorry. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourselves well. I'll see you all on the next video. Night all. See you later.